See, a lot of people, they want things, but they don't want to make the certain sacrifices that they need to do to realistically achieve what they want to achieve in life. When you're trying to get your mindset together, sometimes you have to sacrifice your scene. And so what I mean by sacrificing your scene, sometimes if you're hanging around broke people, 9 times out of 10, you're not ever going to really have any money realistically. And don't get me wrong, you might have, $2,000 or $3,000, a few little boxes of shoes in your closet and stuff like that. But you realistically won't be able to have financial abundance because you're hanging around broke people. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Mindset Master Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Reed, and I'm also the proprietor of the podcast. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what keeps you broke. Now, the reason that we're going to be talking about this topic today is because here lately, I've been getting a lot of emails, text messages, and things of that nature from different clients, friends, and even some of my family members that ask me that question like, Tony, I do the things right in life, but I can never get ahead in life. And in today's episode, I'm going to be debunking that, and I'm going to share with you exactly what makes you stay broke and what keeps you broke. And then we're also going to talk about different things that you can do to elevate yourself out of your current situation. Now, if you want to learn more about these topics, stay tuned to the end of this episode. The number one thing I have been noticing for my entire life that has always been keeping people broke is going to be your thought process, or as I like to call it, your mindset. Your mindset, 99.999% of the time, is going to be what keeps you broke. Nothing else realistically has the power to keep you broke. Not even a person or anything has the absolute power over you to just keep pulling you down to make it where you cannot have financial abundance. If anybody has ever told you anything different, please disregard that, because what I'm telling you here, more of a sane, sound thing, and I'm going to show you how your mindset plays a pivotal role in whether or not you can have financial freedom or not. A lot of times in life, we may not think that we're worthy of something, and then this is where your mindset and your thought process comes into play. Now, if you don't think that you're worthy of something, then you're not going to be worthy of it. You're only worthy of the things that you feel like that you're worthy of. Regardless of what somebody else in life says that you're worthy of, in your heart, you're actually only worthy of what you feel like you're worthy of. Why do you think a lot of people who go from like high school to like the pros in any kind of field, a lot of times they'll be back broke because they haven't got their mindset together, because they feel like, man, I came from this particular situation over here. Now I got a 4,500 square foot house. I don't feel worthy of this. And then for some reason, if your mindset isn't right, if your thought process isn't right, you'll always do something to mess it up. You'll always do something to destroy it. And see, that's the reason why I said your mindset, your thought process is going to be what determines how you feel, whether or not you're worthy or not. Anything else that somebody else might say to you may not really have too much of an impact on you. But if this up here, if your mindset isn't right, if your thought process isn't right, then you're never going to get out of your situation. And then what winds up happening, you will always blame other people for your negative, adverse situations and things that are happening to you in life that you don't like. Anything in life you can control. You realistically can. If you're with somebody, you can leave that person. You can make any kind of adjustments in your life that you want to make. But the key word is that you want to make. See, a lot of people, they want things, but they don't want to make the certain sacrifices that they need to do to realistically achieve what they want to achieve in life. When you're trying to get your mindset together, sometimes you have to sacrifice your scene. And so what I mean by sacrificing your scene, sometimes if you're hanging around broke people, 9 times out of 10, you're not ever going to really have any money realistically. And don't get me wrong, you might have, $2,000 or $3,000, a few little boxes of shoes in your closet and stuff like that. But you realistically won't be able to have financial abundance because you're hanging around broke people. You're hanging around people who, they're great people. They got your back, they'll feed you, they'll do anything in the world for you. But they just got that certain Debbie Downer mindset when it comes to an abundant type of lifestyle. Everybody don't know what an abundant lifestyle is, but the thing is, everybody can learn what an abundant lifestyle is once they change their thought process. See, your thought process is going to control everything that goes on with you in your life. Your thought process controls everything. You have to change up your scene. Whenever you change up your scene, what that means is, if you're hanging around broke people, start hanging around people who got more than you. Most people in life don't want to hang around people that's ahead of them in life because they feel that somebody is going to be looking down on them, and they feel like somebody is going to be feeling some type of way towards them because they're the broke person in the room. But see, it's actually going to be the polar opposite. If you're the brokest person in the room, that's all right, because you can learn from everybody else who's inside their room with you. If you're the richest person in the room, let's just say you got $500 in your pocket and all of the buddies that you hang around got 55 cents in their pocket. Clearly you're going to be the richest person in the room for that moment. You're going to feel superior to your friends over here who doesn't really have as much capital as you do. But I guarantee you that you won't really be able to learn how to prosper in life from these good people that you have more capital than opposed to you going with a group of people who you are the brokest person in the room. What you would do in that situation, you would sit back, you would observe, you would basically be a fly on the wall, and then you would learn and you would talk and communicate with the people who are inside of that new circle. I had to change my scene up. When I started making really, really good money over at the barbershop, I started telling some of my friends who I went to school with from like the 3rd grade on up, I started telling them certain things about my income. I started saying, man, you know what? I had a good month. I made XYZ amount of money. Man, really? You made that amount of money right there, Reed? Oh man, I'm only making this right here. You think the IRS gonna get on you? You think that's gonna be like, you think you gonna make that amount of money for like your whole life? What are you doing with your money, man? Like, you need to give that money away. It's a sin to make that much money, Tony. Some of those good people, again, I still talk to, I still communicate with, I'm still close friends with them, but I don't discuss my finances with anybody. Only person who I discuss my finances with is me and my wife. And that's something I had to tell her. Stop trying to discuss our finances with your family, and stop trying to discuss our finances with other people to try to let other people know what's going on in our lives. Because some people can handle certain things that you tell them. If you go out and tell somebody that you're making XYZ amount of money, 9 times out of 10, they'll start looking at you a little bit differently. You might not get invited to the birthday party, or somebody might ask you to go do this, or, oh, this person did this. Can you go and get him out of jail? Oh man, I'm behind 2 years on my house note. Oh man, can you come bail me out? Things like that is why I always surround myself with people who have more than I have. See, I'm not too embarrassed, or I'm not too ashamed to go seek for people who are more than what I am financially in life. See, I go look for people like that. I go look for the millionaires in life. I don't go look for people who I got more than them. They're nice people, and we can actually help each other out in certain aspects of life. But in order for me to make more abundant decisions in life, I need to go and talk to more abundant people in life. That's going to be strictly mindset. Because if your mindset is right, then you'll start attracting the right type of people in your life. If you got a negative mindset, you're going to attract users. You're going to attract people who all they want to do is come in your life and take. Ain't nobody really delivering no real value to your life. But again, that's because of your mindset. Your mindset depicts everything that basically happens to you in your life. Whenever you change up your scene, sometimes people will try to make you feel bad. And don't let them make you feel bad, because you want more out of life than they want. Again, I've had to cut so many people out of my life because they didn't want what I want in my life. Like, I'm the kind of gentleman, I believe in working for what I want in my life. I don't believe in other people trying to take care of me, or other things taking care of me, or other entities taking care of me. Tony Reed relies on Tony Reed. If I'm hanging around people who rely on other entities to take care of them, then what winds up happening is when I show them the things that I had to do, and that I was doing, they would get mad. Oh man, you think you better than me. Oh man, you ain't better than me. Oh man, we grew up the same way. You put your pants on like I put my pants on, Tony. Things like that is what I'm talking about. You got to change your scene up. If you have to break up with somebody who you with, break up with that person who you with. It's 1,000 other people in the world who would love you for you and that you can absolutely be yourself around. If you like this episode today thus far, please press that like and subscribe button for me. Now, the next thing that I want to discuss is going to be never let nobody put no limitation on you in your life on what you can do, what you deserve, or anything like that. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your spouse. I don't care who it is. Never let nobody put any kind of limitation on you. Whatever you want in life, go out and get that. If you want to become a millionaire in life, go out and become a millionaire. Don't worry about what your mama think, what your daddy think, what the man over at the auto parts store think. Don't worry about anything like that. All you need to worry about is making sure that you always put yourself first and always know that you have no limitations. The only limitations are going to be the limitations that you put on yourself. Now, if you keep yourself shackled down to the ground, that goes back to your mindset, your thought process, and feel like you don't deserve the absolute best in life, because you do deserve the absolute best in life. It isn't just a certain group or demographic of people that deserves the absolute best in life. Everybody can have people that deserves the absolute best in life. Everybody can have the best life possible. But the thing is, if they want to have the best life possible. And that about wraps it up for today's episode. Until next time, I'll catch you later.